We're going to cover the last of the Vayus, the last energy. So we've covered 4 out of the 5 so far. So we have the downward and grounding energy, the upward energy, the from the heart out energy, and the digestion energy, digesting not just food and things that we consume, but thoughts and situations. And so this all has to do with the core. So we did a lot of that yesterday in our core practice. So today it's our prana energy. So these are 5 subtle energies of prana. So the big prana, life force energy, encompasses all of these. The little prana, little p, is sensory input coming in. With the head, the eyes, and sensory here to really experience those top chakras and top energies. So we're going to come to a comfortable seat. And we're going to take a couple of breaths that affect some of those other energies because they're super helpful this time of year. And then we'll move into a breath at the end that works on this top couple of chakras and this Prana Vayu. So as you take a comfortable seat, shift a little bit, make your sitting bones have as good contact as they can, and then find that tall spine. So think of tilting your pelvis so your belly is moving forward, hands are resting down. So we'll take 2 breaths. And we'll start with the lower one. This is our breath of fire, or our Kapalabhati. It actually translates to skull shining, because if you look at someone after they have done this breath, it actually kind of looks like their skull is shining. So this breath moves in and up at the navel on the exhale. The inhale is natural. The exhale moves in and up, okay? And so take a hand to your belly and think of just below the navel. And as you exhale, move your belly button in and up, like you're trying to lift it up underneath your ribs. Inhale naturally, and exhale quickly, in and up. Inhale naturally, and exhale quickly. Okay, and so as we make this move a little bit more rapidly, we'll do a few rounds of this. And you can go as rapidly as you would like. And it can become so that the sound almost disappears. But if that doesn't happen, that's okay. All you get to focus on is that quick, rapid exhale and then a natural inhale. So hand to your belly if you would like, or rest your hands down. Take an inhale and rapid exhale. Inhale, rapid exhale. And then begin to speed it up if you would like to. And relax. We'll do one more round of this. So full breath in and out just to feel the sensations that are present. Then inhale to prepare for your breath. Rapid exhale. And begin to speed it up. And relax. Simply notice the sensations. And then we'll take a second breath that is up into the chest. So this one is our Bhakshrika breath. And it's a revving. It helps move things through the chest. So this was very much focused on that opening from the heart out. So with this breath, we're going to make a sound at the back of the throat, like a revving sound, like an engine, each time we exhale and round our shoulders forward. So this time it's up higher, not down low. So it sounds and looks like this. okay? And we'll take 6 of these. So inhale and exhale. 5 more at your own pace. And then just notice sometimes you have stuff that comes up into the throat that's supposed to happen. It helps things move. So now hands rest, eyes close, notice. Full breath. And now take hands together and start to rub. And we're creating a little warmth and friction. Creating energy. This ultimately helps us to feel some prana. So now just hold your hands a little ways apart and feel what's there. Might feel some sensation, some tingling. Might feel a little bit of a press or pull of your hands together or apart. Prana. Now set this over your eyes. As you take a couple big breaths here, notice the energy from your hands around your eyes, maybe moving through the top of your head or down through the rest of your face. Eyes stay closed as you bring your hands together at heart center and take a full breath in. And exhale, bow toward your heart. Then softly open your eyes and just notice if you have any shift in your vision after having covered your eyes. And shift forward, coming onto hands and knees, and then shift all the way back, hips to heels, take a child's pose. Head coming to rest on something. So it could be your hands, it could be the floor, it could be a prop. Eyes closed and take a couple big breaths as you feel whatever sensation is present around your head, around your eyes, whatever sensations are there. Then inhale, rise to hands and knees, and from hands and knees, rotate elbow pits forward and push. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. And in this down dog, with your head aiming toward the ground, you're welcome to close your eyes if you would like to, and take a couple big breaths. Allow yourself to notice whatever sensations are there, not just in your head, but throughout your body. And you can do little subtle movements here, or maybe pedal out, whatever you need to do to feel more length and space. But notice the sensations that are present. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold. And really, anytime your head is aimed toward the ground, this is an opportunity to experience some sensation in this place where sensory input comes in pretty deeply. So as you let your head hang, knees considerably bent, feel free to take a hold of opposite elbows and sway. Or you're welcome to just dangle your arms, or to stay relatively stationary in your fold. Hands to your hips, press your hips back, start to lift up and open through your shoulders, and inhale, rise all the way up to stand. And I know for me that sometimes after doing some of that work through my head, that little head rush might happen. So take a moment and notice what's there. Feet inner hip distance apart and parallel, turn your palms forward, open through the heart space. Close your eyes if it's comfortable and take a full breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Bent knees, squeeze your glutes for support, reach your arms, inhale, rise. Maybe lift your gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center, gaze to your fingertips. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bent knees to fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more like this. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes and take a full breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. This time, clasp your hands and take them behind your head. Press your head back, open elbows up wide, and draw shoulder blades onto your back. Little bend to your knees, move your inner thighs back, and then engage your low glutes, engage your low belly, engage your low ribs. Push into the floor and lift your chest a little higher. Press your head back into your hands, little tiny back bend. Support that back bend with your low belly pulling in and your low ribs engaging. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, release your arms and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your fingertips and step right foot back into your lunge. Inhale, reach up and rise. Center with your hips, lift with your chest, and then if you would like to, you can close your eyes here and take a couple big breaths. Might affect your balance. It allows you to tune a little bit inward. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Find blocks, work your front leg towards straight. Send your sitting bones up, extend your heart. Wrap your left hip back, and now lift up with the front part of your foot, getting a little more into the calf and the hamstring here. But just like we've done with our back knee on the ground, sometimes we're gonna do a little rotation. So stay lifted and long through your torso, and then a little rotation through your legs. You might have to shift where your arms are to make that space. But that rotation through your leg, keep your hips steady and find that movement through your hip socket. And then set your foot down, bend into your front knee, and work your hands to the inside as you find your wide stance fold facing the right side. Pinky toe edges of your feet are parallel to each other. Lift and spread your toes, firing up the inside edges of your legs. As you exhale, bent knees to fold over your legs. Maybe set your hands down or your elbows down on something. Send your sitting bones up. Let your head tip. Let the crown reach toward the ground. And again, if it's in your practice, you're welcome to close your eyes. And just allow yourself to tune inward and notice what's present in the body. Notice sensations wherever you might feel tense or tight. Then inhale, lift up with your heart. Exhale, pivot toward the front of your mat. Step back to a downward facing dog pose and take a big breath. Broad through the upper arm bones. Take an inhale and come forward into a plank. Feel free to use knees here if you would like to. As you stay broad through upper arm bones, push and extend your collarbones. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Root through your legs, root through your hands. Lift up and open through your shoulders first. Then inhale, rise to whatever variation of cobra you need. Lengthen the back of your neck, maybe close your eyes, and tune in with your breath to sense whatever's present. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Walking your way forward, coming into forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold, letting your head tilt. Plant your fingertips, step your left foot back into your lunge. Pause for a moment here, centering with your hips and pushing down with your feet. And then rise up, coming to your lifted lunge. Maybe reaching your arms, maybe lifting your gaze. Take a couple big breaths wherever that is. If you'd like, you can close your eyes and just experience what happens to your balance. Experience what happens around just the sensations around your eyes, your head, whatever shows up in your body. On your exhale, your hands come down to the front of your mat and find your blocks. You're working your front leg towards straight, wrapping your right hip back, and then sending sitting bones up. And from here, lift the front part of your foot, and then find that rotation. So you're keeping your hips steady even as you rotate the entire leg in your hip socket. Then bend into your front knee, walk your hands to the inside, and pivot. Walk yourself into that wide stance fold facing the left side. Again, feet are parallel, so think of pinky toe edges. And then lift and spread your toes, lift your arches, send your sitting bones up. Take an inhale here, extend your heart. Exhale, fold as deeply as your body is ready for. If your elbows come to something, you're welcome to take your hands together into your Anjali Mudra and set your forehead on your thumbs. If they don't, that's okay. Just come to wherever that is. Maybe close your eyes and bring your awareness to your third eye. Take a full breath. Inhale, extend your heart. Exhale, pivot, turning yourself to face the front of your mat. Step all the way back once again, downward facing dog pose. Big deep breath. Lower knees down, hips to heels. Find whatever prop you're using or props. It could be 2 blocks. It could just be 1 stack of books to set your elbows on. So pull them close enough so that you can put your elbows down straight ahead from your shoulders. Walk them forward and then let shoulders release down, let your head release down. Maybe your head touches the ground. Maybe it stays lifted. Wherever you are, eyes closed if it's comfortable, and take a big breath. And then inhale, gently push yourself up to your seat. And now we're going to take more of a restorative pose. And this pose helps us be able to bring our energy inward, but it also helps our low back maybe feel really comfortable. So find a pillow or a bolster, and if you have a shorter pillow, maybe put 2 together. And you can even take 2 blocks together and put a blanket over it. But then you're going to lay over your prop with your belly. Make space for your head on the other side. Set your head down either on your hands, or you can always grab something to put your head on. But the key is that that third eye place gets to rest. So now you can stay right here, or you can walk your legs out to the side so your knees are bent, knees and toes turning out into more of a frog-like pose. This is actually called crocodile. So wherever that is for you, take a couple big breaths and fill up your belly into your prop. Feel the expansion downward and allow that expansion to help you expand all around. With your eyes closed here, just tune into whatever is present. Sensations, feelings, tensions, whatever's there. No right, no wrong answer. Just what is. And then gently bring your hands back into center, underneath your chest. Walk your legs back in. And now you're going to push yourself back onto your hands and knees. Walk your knees in, shift your hips back, and this time a restorative version of child's pose. So pull your bolster in towards your belly as close as is comfortable, and start to rest. As you let yourself rest, you can always turn your head to the side. If it's comfortable, eyes are closed. If you'd like, turn your head the other way for another full breath. And then gently push yourself up to a seat. So now we're going to take one last pose before we start to really bring ourselves down to the ground for our final rest. So our rabbit pose is an opportunity to actually move on to more of our skull. So in our rabbit pose, you might have something like a block or a bolster to put your head on, or you might have the floor. Depends on where your body is right now for whether your head coming to the ground is accessible. If you'd like to, you can watch me first. So our rabbit pose is toes tucked if comfortable, but they don't have to be. And then hands come back to take a hold of heels, and this again can be untucked if you want. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to find a cat pose, and then you hinge and work the top of your head toward the ground, and then lift your hips up. Take a big breath wherever that is, and again, it can always be with something underneath your head, so it's a little bit more accessible, okay? Take a big breath and notice expansion through your shoulders. Notice the feeling of your head on the ground, and sometimes it's uncomfortable. So if it's not comfortable for you for whatever reason, then you can always just come to more of a child's pose. Take another 3 full breaths right here. And then gently set your hips down and inhale, slowly rise up. This tends to be a big head rush place. So as you sit up, close your eyes and take a moment to notice. And we'll take this one more time. And again, if this doesn't feel good, then you can come to more of a child's pose, okay? So hands come back to your heels. And for me, sometimes I like my toes tucked, sometimes untucked. I've done it both ways this morning. So inhale, lift your ribs up. Exhale, round first into your cat-like pose, and then bring your head down. And then lift your hips up and take some deep breaths. Keep your head steady. Try not to turn and look. Just allow that stretch through the back of your neck and through your shoulders. And then exhale, release your hips. Slowly inhale to rise up. Pause, maybe with eyes closed. and feel. And then shift your legs off to one side and extend them out in front of you. So we'll take a forward fold before we come onto our back. So this one, again, is going to be a little bit more restorative. So take a blanket and roll it up. Set it underneath your legs. Take your pillow or bolster and set it over your legs. So narrow legs here if that's comfortable. You can always take it wider. But if you take it wider, you might want to stack a little bit more over your bolster. Okay? Wherever that is for you, you're going to inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold over your bolster. And the idea here is not to bring your head down. We usually bring our head down, but instead, I want you to get the length through the back of your neck. So tuck your chin in. You can let your feet relax. We're not trying to create any tone with our legs. Take a couple big breaths, feeling the expansion wherever that is in your back body. And if it doesn't feel good, then shift it. So maybe shift your bolster a little further or even take it out entirely. Find what that is for you. Maybe close your eyes. And then inhale, gently rise back up. And you can set your bolster aside and set your blanket aside. Just make sure they're handy for you. And then as you lay all the way back down onto your back, lengthen your legs straight up, giving yourself this variation of legs up the wall. So legs up the air. And if you find that holding your legs there is hard, you can always take your blanket even around the ball of your feet to help you. We're giving ourselves that chance for a little bit of lymph drainage and a little bit of length through the hamstrings. Take your hands, if they're free, if you're not holding on to something around your feet, press your thighs a little bit away. And if you are holding on to something, then still try to press your thighs a little bit away so that you have a little tilt of your pelvis. Sitting bones trying to move down. Take a big, deep breath. Then set soles of feet down with knees bent. And you're going to take your feet together, knees wide. Set props underneath your legs. Move them around until you find that comfortable place where no work has to be done by your thighs, your hips, even your low back. And then take that blanket over the top of you. Hands come together to rub. And then set palms over your eyes, just gently to allow your eyes to soak in warmth and that pranic energy. Take some big breaths. You can always stay right here, or you can release your arms down or release your legs. Whatever you need to do to be comfortable in your Shavasana. begin to take a deeper breath. And move gently through fingers and toes. And slowly bend your knees. Roll to whichever side feels best. Gently press yourself back up to your seat. And from your seat, take a long spine. We're going to take that last breath that helps us to really feel that energy through our last two chakras, throughout the head, sensations around the eyes. So fingers are going to cover the eyes. First finger comes above the eyebrow. Thumbs come into that spot at the ear that sticks out a little bit. It's called the tragus, I'm told. So we're going to take some humming breaths where we inhale and then exhale to hum 6 times, 6 slow breaths. Elbows lift, so we actually look like a bee here. This is our humming bee or our Brahmari breath. Shoulder blades engage onto our backs. Tall spine. The more you press, the more sensation you might experience, but the idea is gentleness still. So inhale and hum. 6 times. After that 6th time, simply release your hands down and take in the sensations. Hands at heart center, take an inhale and sit taller. Exhale, bow toward your heart. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.